Good afternoon, everyone. Am
Good
I,
Good
afternoon, ma'am.
afternoon.
good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As you can see my screen, I've started Unit 1 ka Imperfect Competition chapter, that is chapter 15 from Nicholson and Snyder. Then I've started with a game in which my participants are my firms, and the goal of the game are two. First is infinite number of buyers. I want to capture the infinite number of buyers, and second, I have to maximize my profit. And these are what the given thing is. We have three different things. First, we have identical or differentiated products. Second, I can take price as my variable or quantity as my variable. Third, we can play simultaneous game or a sequential game. Now we need to determine the rules for the game. Okay, then I have done what, uh, the normal diagram of imperfect competition. I've discussed the range where the maximum price can be pm and the minimum price is pc is where p is equals to marginal cost in the case of perfect competition, and when mr is equals to mc and p greater than mc defines the equilibrium level of monopoly. Okay, then I've discussed the birth rate model. In the birth rate model, the given three things are price is my variable, identical product, and simultaneous gain. So when I have these three things as given, now I have to determine my equilibrium level. So my equilibrium level is P1 is equals to P2 is equals to marginal cost. I've discussed this thing in my last lecture. Then I've told you the boat rate paradox. Why this is a paradox? Because even if we are only two players in the market, we are charging P is equals to MC, that is P is equals to marginal cost, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I've started, I'm taking the next topic. The next topic is Cournot model. Now, in this model, now we need to define what is given in this model. The given thing is that first we are playing simultaneously. Okay, that means both the players are playing simultaneously in the market. You cannot observe the action of one player and then play your moves. Both are playing simultaneously. Both are coming uh, parallelly in the market. Okay. Second, I am choosing quantities rather than prices. Okay, that means I'm taking quantity as my variable. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Third, I am taking identical products. That means homogeneous products. Both are selling the same identical products. Okay, so that means when I'm talking about birth rate, one thing is different, that is price as my variable. यहाँ पे क्या है? I am taking quantity as my variable. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, am I audible? So that means if I'm talking about birth rate model में price as a variable है, Kuno में quantity as a variable. That's the only difference between these two models. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right? Okay. So now these are what my given thing. I will explain you I will explain you with the help of the example first. Okay. I am doing example 15.1. Suppose in this example, what is given to me first is the demand curve. This is what my demand curve is. A is my anything is constant 15, 20, any number, and Q is my quantity. We have a negative relationship between price and quantity. That means this curve is denoting my demand curve. And the second thing which is given, that is my marginal cost. Marginal cost is small c, which is a constant. Okay. Now, if I'm applying birth rate model, suppose examiner is asking क्योंकि apply a birth rate model. In that scenario, there is no need to solve the entire question. You just write your answer like this, है ना? There is no need to solve the question.
Yes, ma'am.
In the case of Kuno model, what we need to find out? We need to find out Nash equilibrium. We need to find out Nash equilibrium, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To need to find out Nash equilibrium, first we need to calculate best response best response function. BR curve भी बोल देते हैं. To find out best, first of all, what do you mean by best response? Do you have any idea about the best response variable, best response model? What do you mean by best response? Can I say I am if I'm playing a game, whenever I'm playing a game in a market, what's my strategy? My strategy is to think what my competitor will produce or how much price my competitor will quit in the market. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If whenever you are playing a game, suppose I am playing a फुटबॉल में मैं क्या सोच के अपना गोल या कुछ whatever my motive is, I want to see कि मेरा प्लेयर किस तरफ से खेल रहा है. Then I have to decide my own actions, my own payoffs. First of all, payoffs, actions are your strategy. Strategy means आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. So instead of applying the word strategy, I can use the word payoffs as well as actions. Okay? ये game theory game theory is my next unit. I will use these words over there. Okay? So reaction, instead of best response, I can also use the name reaction function. That means I want to see how my competitor will react in the market. I want to observe, I want to uh, expect what my other player will play or move in the market. Then only I can decide my own actions. है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
अगर हम we are playing simultaneous game, I have no clue or I need to expect. मैं मुझे what should I say? मुझे final outcome नहीं पता. मैं expectation what I मतलब I will expect कि सामने वाला ये करेगा, उसके बाद I will do such things. Can I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to assume certain thing as it will happen in the economy, Accordingly, I will play my own strategy. That is what the best response function is. Okay, so Kuhnert model, at first I need to find out the best response function. Now how we able to solve these best response function? मेरे पास क्या चीज है? I have these two things. With the help of these two things, can I write like this? This is given that Q is equals to Q1 and Q2. That since I have only two firms in the market. Okay, can I write my demand function like this?
Yes, ma'am.
So my profit function for firm 1 is this. यही होगा ना? TR minus TC, price multiplied by quantity that is produced by firm 1 minus total cost. तो total cost अगर मैं MC से total cost निकाल रही हूं तो total cost मेरी ये होती है ना, तो I can write like this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर differentiate करोगे तो C आ जाएगा ना. If you differentiate total cost with respect to Q1, you will get C. तो आंसर तो मैच हो रहा है ना मेरा. ठीक है ना? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, profit function of firm 2 will be like this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what my motive is to calculate, to solve for the best response function, right? As you can see on my screen, I have two equations. So, and I have two firms. My n is equals to 2. So, I need two best response functions. I need two equations to find out the unique value of Q1 and Q2. Right? One more thing, as you can see, यहाँ पे हम quantity as a variable ले रहे हैं. So what I have to do, मुझे equation में Q की form में answer लेके आना है. Because I need to find out the value of Q. I am fixing the quantity level. I am not fixing the price. Okay? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
To find out the best response function, first, what I'll do, I can simply apply my mathematics. Can I do it like this? Oh, so sorry. This is not. Just a sec. Just a sec. This is what my equation, right? Right? So my entire equation is a function of Q1 and Q2. Just give me a second. Okay. So now you can solve this equation. Can you solve this equation? Can you differentiate the entire equation with respect to Q1 and equate equals to 0 for local maxima and minima?
Yes, ma'am.
Find out quickly. Quickly solve these two equations and tell me the answer. Can I write my equation like this for both the markets?
Yes, ma'am.
Now differentiate differentiate the entire equation with respect to Q1. To avoid confusion, write it like this. Okay. So this one. Okay. Similarly, it's better not to avoid this point. Otherwise, there will be an error. Similarly, differentiate this point. Equate equals to 0. Find out. Something like this. So from the left hand side, you can write your equation like this. And from the right hand side, right? That means I am producing Q1 when I have an idea what amount of quantity my competitor will produce. This is what my expectation ना, this Q2 जो मेरी equation में आ रहा है, मेरी expectation है ना, I have to keep certain thing as given कि भाई मुझे पता है सामने वाला क्या produce कर रहा है, and accordingly I will produce. Otherwise, I cannot serve the market. This is a basic fundamentals. When I am going to enter in the market, I need to observe few things. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me any example of Kuno model? Any example? It's a basic case of monopoly. It's just I am not fixing the price level, I am fixing the quantity level. Okay. All right. Can I say I have two equations, one and equation two? And this is the best response function. Why this is the best response function? हम यहाँ पे Q2 को फिक्स करके Q1 की क्वांटिटी फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं, है ना? Or you can write like this. It's a best response. Just a second. It's a best response function of form 1 when I'm fixing the quantity of good 2. Best response function. Best response function of firm 1. And this is the best response function of firm 2 when I'm fixing the quantity of Q1. Okay? Now I have two equations, two variable. Can I solve for Q1 and Q2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Karan, quickly calculate these things. This is a very important topic, first of all. As I'm giving you just one tip, if you are preparing for your MA Economic, learn this example. What do you mean by learn this example? You need to learn when P is equals to A minus Q, your जो answer आएगा, just solve for Q1 and Q2. If you solve these two equations, you will get your answer something like this. Mostly आपके इंटरव्यूज में you must have heard जामिया में आपका इंटरव्यू होता है, DSC में इंटरव्यू नहीं आता है, JNU में इंटरव्यू नहीं होता है, जामिया में होता है. I'm confused कि मद्रास स्कूल में होता है नहीं होता है. You need to check the rules. But काफी जगह इंटरव्यूज होते हैं एंट्रेंस टेस्ट के बाद. So in that interview they might ask you this thing. तो वहाँ पे आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं होता कि आप सॉल्व कर सको. And this is a very basic example. एंट्रेंस टेस्ट में मोस्टली आ जाता है. सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल एंट्रेंस टेस्ट में आपको एक फिगर आ जाएगी, लेट्स से दिस थिंग MC is equals to 6, and now they will ask you to find out the Nash equilibrium in the case of first Burnett model, second Cournot model. तो आपको क्या करना है, P1 is equals to P2 is equals to 6, and Cournot में आपको सिंपल ये फॉर्मूला लगाना है. A क्या है यहाँ पे 15 है, 6 क्या है, स्मॉल c क्या है 6. आ गया आंसर.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
So you need to learn this. But obviously, it's very important to understand the basic funda behind the numerical. After that, you need to learn these equations or take it as a formula. It will help you in your entrance as well as in your interviews. Okay? Find out this answer, then find out price, profit level. I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes. I hope the value of Q1 and Q2 solve हो रहा है. मैंने बोर्ड पे लिख दिया है. This presentation will help you. Okay? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Quickly find out the price level as well as the profit function for this particular example. To find out the price, we need to first find out Q1 and Q2 and then need to add Q1 plus Q2. Then only I will able to find out the total quantity. Okay? Total
Yes,
quantity
ma'am.
ये आएगी. Find out the price level. I hope this Q is clear to everyone. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Can you find out the price level? Quickly tell me the price. If you have this total Q, you need to put the value of Q in your demand function. This is what the demand function, just a second. This is what the demand function. Just put the value.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Ma'am, I'm unable to see your screen. Is it visible for everyone or will I rejoin?
You,
Can you please tell me?
you need to rejoin. I guess it is visible to everyone. I hope
Okay, ma'am. Thank
others
you,
are
ma'am.
able to see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Rajasi, kindly rejoin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I hope this price level is coming. No. Okay. Find out the exact P. Something like this. if you solve this equation. Similarly, find out pi 1, pi 2, and total pi. Total pi means pi 1 plus pi 2. Pi is my profit level. This pi is my profit function. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as I told you, I have these two things. I am consulting the previous slides. These two things are my best response function, है ना? ये मेरी best response function है ना?
Yes, ma'am. With respect to the other firms.
Exactly. Now, can I say Q1 और Q2 के बीच में negative relation है? I have a negative relationship between Q1 and Q2. You can see the negative signs in the equation.
Yes, ma'am.
Since we have a negative relationship, can I put it on my graph? And I know it must be a downward sloping line, and it's a linear equation as well. Linear equation है ना, पता चल रहा है ना equation को देखते ही. Quickly respond. बताओ. Girls,
Yes, ma'am.
can I draw this equation? On the horizontal axis, Q2 is 0. When I'm putting Q2 is 0, what horizontal intercept ये आ जाएगा?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you put Q1 0, the vertical axis will, you can calculate, it's A minus. You can join both the things and you'll get a downward sloping reaction function or reaction curve.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, this is the, as I told you, this is the best response function of form 1 when I'm keeping Q2 as constant. This is the, so I can write this is the best response function of form 1. Similarly, I need to calculate the best response function of form 2.
Yes, ma'am.
कुछ यही आएगा.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the Cournot model, what I have done, I am solving these two equations. तभी मेरा Cournot का आंसर आया ना.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That means what I am doing, I'm just putting both the things on my graph. I have these 4 points, right? I hope you all are doing with me. ये numericals बिना solve करे नहीं समझ में आएंगे. Kindly keep your notebooks with you. Kindly keep your notebooks with you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you can see, मैंने horizontal intercept, बस I'm just joining these 2 points. So this is the best response function of form 1 and this is the best response function of form 2. है ना? And the
Yes, ma'am.
intersection of the points is what? My Cournot equilibrium. जब हम normal demand curve solve करते हैं, ये मेरे पास डिमांड है, ये मेरे पास सप्लाई है, इन दोनों इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करते हैं तो मेरे पास इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस और क्वांटिटी आ जाती है ना.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, if I have these two curves, if I am solving these two curves, the unique point is what? The intersection of these 2 points. And the answer is what? The Coulomb equilibrium. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just I'm just putting all the things in my diagram, nothing else.
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am. Got it.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
As I told you, you need to learn all these values. पता होना चाहिए horizontal intercept, vertical intercept for your entrance exam. Okay? Start preparing for your entrance. It is MBA, it is MA, doesn't matter. Start preparing for your entrance. Okay? पूरा इंटरमीडिएट माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स 2 1 तो आता ही है, 1 तो बेसिक्स है. इंटरमीडिएट माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स 2 is a part of your curriculum for MA economics students. And if you are preparing for MBA, ये सब कुछ आपका जीडी और इंटरव्यूज में पूछा जाता है. जीडी में तो आई डोंट नो, जीडी में तो करंट अफेयर्स आते हैं, बट इंटरव्यूज में वो आपको एक बोर्ड दे देंगे एंड विल गिव यू दिस न्यूमेरिकल एंड दे विल टेल यू टू सॉल्व एंड एक्सप्लेन. तो ऐसा मत सोचना कि ये सिर्फ एमए इकोनॉमिक्स के लिए जरूरी है. दिस इज इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर एमबीए. मेरे खुद के एमबीए इंटरव्यूज में ये सेम एग्जांपल पूछा गया था. ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
So kindly learn these things. It is very, very, very important for all of you. Okay. Shall I start the next topic? Shall I start the next topic? Cournot
Yes,
mein
ma'am.
it's Cournot or Cournot. You can pronounce both the things. The given thing are simultaneous gain, quantity as my variable, and identical products. Then I have explained the same with the help of the numerical. Okay. Now, in the same example, first I have applied birth rate model, then I have applied Cournot model. Now I am applying the concept of cartel. You must have heard the concept of cartel. Recently अभी किसी 2 फर्म्स का जॉइंट वेंचर हुआ है सोशल मीडिया पे. कौन से 2 फर्म्स हैं? बहुत बड़ी बड़ी फर्म्स का टाई अप हुआ है.
मेटा एंड फेसबुक.
यस. कार्टेल है. कार्टेल क्या होता है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कार्टेल? एक्विजिशंस, मर्जर्स जिसे हम कह देते हैं. जॉइंट प्रॉफिट हमारा फाइनल आउटकम होता है यहाँ पे.
यस मैम.
Okay. So I'm first of all, it's the same example. It's the same example 15.1. So that means my given thing is this. Now I have to apply the concept of cartel on the same numerical. Okay, so that means आपका एक ये वाला न्यूमेरिकल पूरे चैप्टर 15 में चलेगा. इसके ऊपर मैं अलग अलग मार्केट्स ट्राई करूंगी एंड अलग अलग आंसर्स निकालूंगी. तो आपको ये न्यूमेरिकल बाय हार्ट याद होना चाहिए विद ऑल द वैल्यूज. ओके, रट्टाफिकेशन नहीं करना है, समझना है और उसके बाद आपको टर्म्स इतनी बार सॉल्व कर लो कि आपको ये याद हो. ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
टिप्स पे आपके होना चाहिए. एज आई टोल्ड यू इन इंटरमीडिएट माइक्रो 1 कि आपकी एक नोटबुक होनी चाहिए जहां पे आपको सारी चीजें, परफेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट, परफेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स, डिस्क्रीट गुड्स, न्यूट्रल गुड्स, सब चीजें मैंने कहा था ना कि एक नोटबुक में लिखते जाओ, सो दैट आपको बाय द एंड ऑफ डे पूरी माइक्रो याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू जस्ट नीड टू लर्न द टेक्निक्स एंड यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व द न्यूमेरिकल. आपने वो फाइनल एग्जाम्स में देख लिया होगा. इंटरमीडिएट माइक्रो 1 का पेपर टेक्निकल था या नहीं था?
यस मैम.
रट्टाफिकेशन काम आ रही थी उसमें? क्या बुक
No,
बहुत ज्यादा यूज हो रही थी आपकी?
No, ma'am.
इट्स ओपन बुक एग्जाम ना, तो आप बुक खोल सकते हो। बुक का कोई यूज, आपको लगा कि मैं बुक खोल के चीज देख लूं, आप फॉर्मूला देख सकते हो ऑब्वियसली अगर आपको फॉर्मूला याद नहीं है, पर अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू कैन नॉट फाइंड द आंसर्स। आपको हॉल वेरी में कोई आंसर्स नहीं मिलेंगे, आपको मेरे नोट्स में कोई आंसर नहीं मिलेंगे। प्रोसीजर मिल जाएगा कि इस तरह से क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है, बट कुछ भी आपको ओपन बुक एग्जाम में आपको बुक्स में से नहीं मिलेगा। सिमिलरली इन इंटरमीडिएट माइक्रो 2, अगर आप नहीं समझेंगे यू विल नॉट एबल टू क्रैक द फाइनल एग्जाम्स। चीटिंग इज द एक्सेप्शनल केस, आई एम नॉट कंसिडरिंग दोज थिंग्स, but agar if you want to solve, if you want to crack the paper, you need to understand the concept. Okay, try to understand the techniques. Intermediate micro 2 is one of my best thing. मुझे ये पेपर पढ़ाना बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है। It's a game. Okay, learn it like a game. Okay, learn it like a game. जैसे गेम्स के रूल्स याद करते हो ना, चेस में भी तो रूल्स होते हैं ना, है ना, होते हैं ना,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
वैसे
ma'am.
ही सारी मार्केट्स के रूल्स। लर्न इट लाइक अ गेम। मैं आपको पढ़ा रही हूँ तो मेरे पास कोई बुक या कुछ नहीं है न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करते हुए, मुझे ये बाय हर्ट याद है। ओके, तो लर्न इट लाइक अ गेम, इट विल हेल्प यू टू रिमेम्बर फॉर एवर। आपको एंट्रेंस के लिए, जीडी के लिए, इंटरव्यूज के लिए लर्न, समझने मतलब याद करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, अभी याद कर लोगे तो फॉर एवर याद रहेगा। ओके ओके, नाउ इन द केस ऑफ कार्टल, my motive or what my goal behind the cartel is to have a joint profit. My objective, हम जब लॉन्ग रेंज मल्टीप्लायर करते हैं तो उसमें मेरा एक ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन होता है और एक मेरा कंस्ट्रेंट होता है, राइट? सो यहाँ पे मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन क्या है? जॉइंट प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन। ओके,
Yes, ma'am.
तो मेरा जॉइंट प्रॉफिट, मेरा मतलब ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन का मतलब क्या होता है? मैं ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन से अपना न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करती हूँ। तो यहाँ पे मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन है पाई 1 प्लस पाई 2, दैट इज माय फर्स्ट स्टेप। तो यहाँ पे मुझे रिएक्शन फंक्शंस को कैलकुलेट नहीं करना है। बर्टरेट मॉडल में हमने रिएक्शन फंक्शंस निकाली।
No, ma'am, not in
नहीं,
Bertrand.
नॉट इन बर्टरेट ना, दैट मीन्स ये थर्ड मार्केट है, तो हर केस में आपको रिएक्शन फंक्शंस नहीं निकालनी है। हर गेम अलग अलग तरीके से सॉल्व हो रही है, वहां पे आपका मोटिव था रिएक्शन फंक्शन निकालो और रिएक्शन फंक्शन से अपना इक्विलिब्रियम निकालो। यहाँ पे आपका मोटिव है आपको जॉइंट प्रॉफिट को मैक्सिमाइज करना है। तो योर फर्स्ट स्टेप इज टू कैलकुलेट प्रॉफिट, जॉइंट प्रॉफिट। तो जॉइंट प्रॉफिट क्या है? पाई 1 प्लस पाई 2। पाई 1 क्या है? आपको पिछले न्यूमेरिकल में मैंने बताया था पाई 1 क्या है। यही है ना, मैं आपको अपनी प्रीवियस स्लाइड शो कर देती हूँ। यही था ना, पाई 1 एंड पाई 2, है ना?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Can I simply add pi 1 and pi 2? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now my next step. This is my first step. My next step. Either I differentiate my entire equation by Q1 or by Q2 and equate equals to 0. Okay. I can, sorry, like this. I can differentiate my entire equation either by Q1 or by Q2. My answer will be the same. Okay. This is what the technique is. Okay. या तो Q1 से डिफरेंशिएट कर दो या तो Q2 से डिफरेंशिएट कर दो पूरी इक्वेशन को and equate equals to 0. Why I am equating equals to 0? This is for local maxima. I want to maximize my joint profit na. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
करो,
ma'am.
डिफरेंशिएट करो। Quickly differentiate the whole equation. Quickly find out the answer. Quickly find out the answer. All right, since already 123, 124, so I can stop here. Okay, take it as a homework. I will discuss it on Monday. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
take it as a homework. Finally solve this. I will discuss it on Monday. Okay, let me take the attendance first.